It's funny how silence can feel louder than noise. For years, fans of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater series waited, patient, doubtful, hopeful, as if grinding along the edge of a rail that never seemed to end. After the critically praised 1+2 remake, things went quiet. Vicarious visions got absorbed into Blizzard. The dream of a full comeback seemed gone. The board stopped moving, or so we thought. Then, without warning, the sound returned, a sudden whoosh, like wheels hitting pavement. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 is real, and it's coming in hot. But this isn't just about nostalgia. This is about unfinished business, a remix of rebellion, style, and precision, a return to a culture that never truly left. There's tension here, between memory and modernity, arcade chaos and clean mechanics. What's new? What's missing? And more importantly, does it feel right? In the next few minutes, we're grinding through every detail, kick-flipping through surprises and diving deep into what makes this remake a ride worth taking, or skipping. Because sometimes the scariest drop-in isn't from the top of a half-pipe. It's deciding whether to revisit a legend or let it fade. Let's drop in. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 doesn't just slap a fresh coat of paint on a beloved classic, it reconstructs the park from the ground up, plank by plank, trick by trick. First off, let's talk about skaters. Every single original Pro returns. Yes, even the ones you forgot you remembered. You'll recognize the stances, the style, the swagger. And joining them, a batch of fresh faces ready to carve their mark into the asphalt. As for the parks, most of them are back, lovingly restored in high-definition detail. From suburbia to Kona, it's like revisiting an old neighborhood, only now the lights are brighter and the rails a little smoother. But it's not all familiar ground. Carnival and Chicago, two standout levels from Pro Skater 4, are noticeably absent, leaving a bittersweet gap in the lineup. But Iron Galaxy softens the blow with brand new levels, a twisted water park full of looping slides and vert-perfect bowls, and a mysterious movie studio set complete with a crashed UFO waiting for sick lines and cinema references. The structure? Classic. We're back to the iconic 2-minute run format, stripping things down to pure arcade speed and strategy. But here's where it flips. Longer missions now let you stretch the timer up to an hour. It's old-school flow, remixed for the multitasking age. And this, right here, is where nostalgia collides with nuance, and where fans will feel both the rush of recognition and the thrill of something new. This remake isn't just a memory trip. It's a mechanic-tight playground for those who live and breathe combo flow. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 preserves the DNA of its predecessors while threading in modern muscle where it counts. First, let's talk tricks. The iconic revert returns, letting you smoothly chain vert tricks into manuals and keep the score climbing. Spine transfers, first introduced in Pro Skater 4, now work seamlessly across both games, unlocking smoother transitions across bowls, ramps, and multi-level lines. But the real evolution comes from skitching. Remember grabbing the back of a car in THPS 4? It's back, but with flair. Now you can combo into and out of skitch segments, making them part of a flowing high-score line instead of just a novelty. This edition, now retrofitted into THPS 3 levels, turns familiar maps into fresh strategy puzzles. What's remarkable is how these legacy mechanics integrate with the tighter feel and control improvements from the THPS 1+2 remake. You're not fighting the physics, you're surfing them. Every nollie, manual, wall plant, and late flip connects better than ever, giving veterans the precision they crave and newcomers a forgiving path to mastery. It's that perfect line between arcade chaos and precision rhythm. Tony Hawk as it always felt in your head, but now it actually plays like that on screen. If there's one thing that kept Tony Hawk's Pro Skater alive in dorm rooms and basements long after the credits rolled, it was the freedom to create. And in 3+4, Iron Galaxy leans into that legacy hard. Both Create a Skater and Create a Park are back, but this time with ambitions that echo the wild spirit of the underground era. Let's start with Create a Skater. While details are still under wraps, we know it's available in both THPS 3 and 4, and likely follows the framework of 1+2's remake. That means custom skaters with unique goals and progression paths separate from the pro roster. Fingers crossed for deeper customization this time. Height, body type, and accessories that don't feel like afterthoughts. Let us build ourselves, not just another faceless shredder. But the real magic? Create a park. And not just a few ramps on a flat map, we're talking full customization with a returning create-a-goal system. You can place NPCs, script missions, and build actual story-driven parks with objectives. It's an expansion of what made THPS 4 so uniquely replayable, and a quiet nod to the player-made madness of Tony Hawk's Underground. Will the object limit be raised? That's still a mystery. But one thing's certain. Whether you're crafting Rainbow Loop fever dreams or replicating your neighborhood's busted skate spot, this mode could be the sleeper hit of the whole package. It's not just skating the dream, it's building it. At first glance, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 might look familiar. That's no accident. Built in Unreal Engine 4, the same engine powering the THPS 1+2 Remake, this follow-up keeps the visual identity consistent, with sharp lighting, detailed textures, and that signature, semi-stylized realism. But don't mistake familiarity for stagnation. What it lacks in visual surprise, it makes up for in sheer polish. Environments shimmer with nostalgic energy, now reborn in crisp 4K. Rusty rails glint in the sun. Pool tiles reflect just enough light to make you squint mid-trick. It's not overdone. This is more cinematic realism than hyper-stylized modernity. And when you're hitting a 900 in the middle of a twilight-lit airport run, you'll feel that blend of old-school grit and new-school clarity land perfectly. Performance-wise, it's locked at 60 FPS across all modern platforms: PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series XS, PC, and even Switch 2. That smooth frame rate is the difference between a mistimed revert and a 300,000-point masterpiece. It matters, especially when you're deep into pro goals or chaining skitch lines across massive maps. No stutters, no pop-ins, no nonsense. Just uninterrupted flow. The kind of performance that disappears so the gameplay can shine. And when the park becomes a stage, you want every light on, every movement clean. It's not just how it looks, it's how it feels. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater has always been about chasing that perfect line, but it's even better when someone's chasing you on it. Multiplayer in 3+4 taps into that competitive heart with a mix of couch chaos and online ambition. Classic modes like horse, tag, and graffiti return, letting you flex your trick vocabulary against friends or foes. Local co-op is still alive and kicking, perfect for reliving sleepover showdowns or roommate rivalries. But the online suite is where things stretch their legs. Crossplay is in, supporting up to 8 players per session. That means no matter your platform, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, or PC, you're in the same pool, ready to drop into Free Skate, Trick Attack, Combo Mambo, and more. And there are 2 brand new online modes teased: Hawk Mode and Competitive. Details are still under wraps, but expectations are high that these will shake up the loop and keep things fresh. Finish the campaign? Not even close. New Game Plus kicks in, preserving your stats and unlocking pro goals across levels, ramping up the challenge while keeping your hard-earned flow. Paired with custom skater progression and user-generated parks, the replayability stacks high. This isn't just about skating better, it's about skating longer, smarter, and louder, with a squad right beside you. So here we are, at the edge of the ramp, staring down a remake that rides the fine line between preservation and reinvention. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 doesn't just replay your memories. It reshapes them, polishes them, and then dares you to push further. Sure, it loses a few iconic levels and dials back some of THPS 4's quirkiest moments, but what we gain is a smoother, smarter, and more focused experience. One that respects its roots without being shackled by them. At $49.99 for the standard edition, and with all the bells and whistles on modern platforms, it's a tempting return ticket to the golden age of arcade skating. But the real question is, are you ready to pick up the board again? Let's hear it. What's the first level you're dropping into? What combo haunted your dreams back in the day? Share your best runs, wildest parks, or just that one memory that made you fall in love with the series. Because nostalgia's cool, but it's the community that keeps the ride going. Drop your stories in the comments, and we'll see you at the top of the ramp.